on the board than they actually do too. Like they're actually really in a still a pretty okay spot, NiP. So that is something. I guess because we've just seen a lot of their games lately, and I think they've stood out a lot when we've watched them because of the things that you mentioned. But they're pretty slow pistol around here from ENVYUS to begin things off with. I think we can definitely expect to see a potentially good T side from them. We saw, I think, last time a lot of good B takes from ENVYUS. And now we get the picks going either way, and the main push is coming into the B side, but Forest is having a field day.
Forest!
Oh, what a beast.
Nani? They called the setup playing 3 and B. For whatever reason, NiP had a good feeling that it was going to be B. And sometimes, even if you don't know if it's going to be A or B, it's good to stack B just because B is harder to retake. So playing dedicated like that makes a lot of sense. And then Forest getting 3 kills. It's a cherry on top. He picks up the N4 with the spoils.
Like it. Just going for some map control straight away. This is awesome. This is really, really awesome to see. That's going to provide so much security. I mean, they're going to hit Deagle there from Happy. They're not going to necessarily realize exactly what the buy is going to look like from ENVYUS. So it's cool to just take some map control away, understand how your opponent's options are limited. That gives you a lot of power.
RPK has closed the distance, and he has closed Forest. And, well, there we go. That's just an open B bomb site. And that
Wow.
gives you, you know, the Kevlar with the Deagle can help. And there is an example, avoiding the aim punch. Now he's got an M4, and quickly things will go from bad to worse for NiP. RPK unstoppable if you've got Kevlar and anything. Well then, a rough start for NiP.
Yeah. Wow, RPK. That's quite impressive. That second kill, very patient on the shots, and that's you have to be that with the Deagle. You've got to be very patient. It is a cruel mistress, an unpredictable one, and the best of times.
Scream will hear that. And that will allow Envy to collect all the other guns. Now they know everywhere else is safe on the map.
I wonder if Scream will buy Mac 10 in the next round. I wonder if they have, like, 2 Mac 10s now into this next round.
Yeah, they definitely should. Just losing those 2 people.
Yeah. Mac 10s, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, if NiP want to get any Deagles, they won't be able to head armor. That's crazy.
There's not much you can do about that first kill. It's a Deagle. You've been shot on the head. I mean,
yeah, he was going to clear heaven. It was perfect. He should, whoever it was he just won. Dude should have won that fight. Does that get right?
Well, the second one.
No, the first one.
The first one, Forest.
Forest, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel like that never ever results in anything. I didn't get my hopes up. I had no expectations.
That's one of the worst places to grenade. The grenades are so weird in that area. And it's very easy for them to go way past the line as far as the grenades are concerned. So,
but like you have a walking lineup. But yeah, it's really hard to throw properly.
Yeah. Forest trying to get some revenge, but unable to do it on this occasion. And we'll see what they choose to do now, NiP. They don't have any Kevlar. They haven't invested much. But do they want to put themselves in the meat grinder, or will they try to live to fight another day on the farm? Slowly moving around as the bomb gets planted. These players are tags from Envy, so these CZs, these Deagles can make this expensive for Envy.
First F first to get the dropped weapon has been thrown away. Be very prudent. No, they didn't actually get rid of it. So that's a Falmus, kind of nice.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well so far on the end of the round, surviving and not giving away money to the Mac 10s and so on. And there's a lot of respect here, I think, from ENVYUS too, not to try to hunt some of these kills. That's good. I think with ENVYUS we've seen some discipline in unexpected places in some of the previous matches of late. In particular, I think the phase matchup where they on train were able to 16-7 them or something similar to that. I think they expressed a level of discipline that I wasn't expecting, ENVYUS. So Yeah, it's cool to see them not just, going out and hunting there, running into a setup from NiP and losing some guns needlessly. And the MAC-10 continues for Scream, which is also good to see. Makes a lot of sense. I also liking that NiP, they've decided not to really go for any Kevlar at all in these kind of rounds.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. 2 small buys. Get some damage, get those 5 kills over 2 rounds. Make sure that your opponents are 1 away from saving at all times. It's good peace of mind moving into your rifle round.
So I don't think we spoke much about Envy today so far, but they're a team who had a very bizarre set of matches versus G2, and they're a team who've shown a lot of improvement and potential. But it seemed that they just lost their damn minds in those 2 matches, and especially with the way RPK's been performing, you wonder how frustrated he must be going through matches like that. But again, today is a new day for them as well. And they've got off on the right foot, resetting NiP early. We hope to see a normal day from them and never see G2 versus Envy on Cobblestone ever again, ever.
Yeah, to me that just didn't happen, that match. Anomalous results. Nice, Draken getting a headshot through a teammate. As you do. So looking for that additional damage as Launders was talking about. Another kill will be just fine. It's down to Draken though to get that extra kill, and he cannot do so. Scream will get the kills with the MAC-10, which is the perfect player, the perfect situation for ENVYUS. 3-1, and now they are finally up against the buy of NiP. And their bank has been building significantly during NiP's downtime.
Yeah, this is cool. Yesterday we saw NiP play, but I think it was their T side that was actually a lot better than their CT side.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. But their CT side should also be quite good. Pop in the vent with the 3B setup, so reverse boost. It's another way into mid. Oh, Forrest gets caught though.
They're starting with terrible grenades in this round in NiP.
Like low grenades or the wrong grenades?
Just low grenades. Only 3 players have flashbangs, for example, but get right. May not require any teammates or grenades. He's got himself a 2K. Forrest taking RPK out towards B bomb site, one of the biggest challenges. Draken missing a shot. And another one. On the first buy round, it's not what you want to see. Especially that first one. It's a bit dark, and maybe it will cost them. Happy moving into the A bomb site, going for the spray, but not quite hitting the mark. Sixer still rotating with the bomb. And now it's about damage limitation for NiP. They don't know where Sixer is at present. No one's in a forward position beyond what is normally expected.
Overall solid hold. Starts with get right at mid, just being able to get 2 kills. And as you mentioned, low on grenades. Didn't even really use a grenade to help him get the 2nd kill. Just went for the straight dry repeak, even the double, and actually wins the duel straight up. So there's an opportunity for Envy to get the frag, and that's a bad sign for NiP. But because they got him out of that situation, they get into a round similar to the last round, except now they have full grenades. So they hopefully won't have to do that again. Usually your A player is the one to flash behind you a white box for the 2nd kill. It seemed like he was very confident that he could get it, though.
We have a 2-man setup there in A main from NiP. Another take of some map control. Again, this is something that we've talked about quite often in the recent cash games, just how important on the CT side it is to go for proper plays, forward plays, where you take some contested map control away. And A main is the easiest and oftentimes can be the best and safest solution. And considering the presence in vents and checkers that NiP also have, right now ENVYUS says they have a huge responsibility, a huge obligation to clear checkers and to try to pressure out the CTs from A main as well if they possibly can.
Draken's position is going to be quite dangerous. Maybe the setup will work with Get Right, especially if Get Right gets the first kill. Doesn't necessarily need to re-peek in that area for the time being. Meantime, Scream has made his way into mid.
That'd be that's a small but also very big error, not being able to molly Get Right out of vents. That was a free kill. That's a 5v4 that they should have gotten for sure. They had him completely isolated. Scream up highway is going to have to go into playmaking mode. And it's a little blind, but so are his opponents.
Well, there's a crossfire between for the CTs between Car and Forklift. It's just taken down, and Rez will pick it up. Six will get a plant for his team, it looks like. Or will he? Forrest moving into the site now, and that's just buying time for the CTs to make life worse for him. Desperation plant attempts will come in, or maybe not. No scope, but can't win the round now. Can't plant the bomb, and he may die after time.
Ooh.
Is he good?
Oh, that was really close. That would have been a brutal reset for Sixer. At least he gets to keep his AWP and his Kevlar. Damn. But that was a really interesting round for me to see, for example, what happens, like how well NiP can play this massive advantage that they claimed, which was, I mean, they had A main control and they had checkers and vents, and so essentially ENVYUS, the only place that they could go was middle. That was it, and that is really advantageous for NiP, having all this map control. So ENVYUS need to find ways to deal with that in the future rounds if NiP continue with this style of play, which it appears that they are.
Was it Sixer who drops a smoke on Inferno A in a 1 versus X situation? I think it was. I think there's a trend there. Smoke grenades. Just like throwing a smoke grenade up and then like the plant isn't necessarily a priority. I don't know. I'll look for it next time. See what happens. It's curious. Anyway, Envy have picks up a second weapon now. Onto none other than RPK. Scream is carrying the bomb. Not far from happy, so he's got to be careful now.
You should probably give that rifle. You should probably give that rifle to Scream. Doesn't have any armor to use that with. Get right though, holding on to vents. Knows the next second person's in that mid. That guy gets flashed. Sixer.
Scream looking, hoping that Sixer has distracted the CTs when he barrels out of the squeaky door, but nothing doing. And there's the LWP taken away.
So it's always tough to see when the T's do something right, but then they don't get the kill. And it's like a lot of the round hinged on that. And in that round where NiP had all that map control, they tried to kill the player in vent, couldn't do that. Now they get another chance at the rifle rounds. Sixer's going to be kind of low just because that op situation where he saved. We'll at least get a full nade set. Full mid from the CTs, 2 pushing up. Kind of a dangerous position to be in. A lot of ways to exploit this, but also quite common to play here. Force is also their fast rotate to B, so this is the value of pushing 2 up early.
So this round, NiP are much lighter on the pressure. I mean, they have checkers still, but they haven't decided to go like, really far forward in A main. And here comes a play into checkers. This is good here from ENVYUS. They have to try to clear this. Rez is still in position though. Scream gets a pick outside over the top. And Rez will hold on to B, which is important. Get right goes for the play though through the mid warehouse, but he gets shut down. Now there's a split opportunity potentially on the B bomb site. And in fact, ENVYUS might be committed because of the bomb location, which is, of course, just sitting there precariously in front of checkers. And NiP can know to have Draken here. Such a big advantage of information. That bomb being right there for NiP.
This is...
Rez and Draken have a good setup. Rez keeping an eye on the smoke. That smoke soon disappearing though, so Draken may want to go back towards headshot or CT. On top of his own, and Envy has to play the numbers game here. Rez getting shots through the box, but over 20 seconds left. There's no time for rotation. Draken has a lot to do now. 1 versus 3. I think he jumped by accident as well, which makes life worse, and they don't get any more frags in this round.
It seemed like a good play from NiP. Draken throwing that smoke down, isolating it to 1 choke point. Like smoking themselves out of B main, but then also forcing the T's to have to go around through checker. And they had some utility to use. I didn't think they'd win though. There's a lot of control there for NiP, and they came from the usual spots, so they were pretty ready for it. I was thinking they maybe tried to smoke and grab the bomb and do something like reverse boost fence or something because they know that NiP probably rotated in, or hoping they don't have utility. But there's a number of approaches that could have worked considering the man advantage.
But Draken kind of missed his shots as well, so...
How does he miss those shots?
I don't know. He's been off lately. Normally he's been quite consistent in the past for decent stretches of time, but I think lately is the least consistent I've seen him.
I think Halva had good points that he's like a flashy AWPer, but sometimes the the bread and butter stuff isn't delivered.
Yeah, I call that a Makalele disease.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully it's not a long-term issue for Draken, because you can't be that inconsistent on a team of this level.
Whereas an AWPer, it does not fly.
Maybe you should go the Excel route. Just drop a sense down to, I guess you measure centimeters, but like 1 point, the God sense, 1.3 at 400 with 1.03 Excel. And then he can turn all the way around, but he's a lot slower in the middle.
I used to play on a Mac with mouse acceleration, and it was good. I mean, the acceleration was, but
You still play on a Mac.
I don't play on a Mac, but I didn't bring my Windows computer with me on this trip, so I have little choice.
You love Apple.
I went into, because there's an Apple store next door to us, and because my computer is USB Type C, I had to go and buy a mouse, and the only mouse they had in the entire store was a Magic Mouse.
Yahoo gave me a Magic Mouse. Is the worst thing that ever happened to me.
I can't do, you know when you hold mouse 1 and mouse 2?
Yeah.
It's impossible. I can't do it.
It's one click.
So when I was trying to figure out those grenades, it was impossible for me to test that.
It makes them so much better.
It was literally impossible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Must be possible. You must be able to like bind it to something else.
Well, Envy are ill-equipped in this round, and the numbers are even sicker. Je suis malade is the call in this round, and they need to keep NiP honest by doing some damage. Scream needs to get to work. No one's engaging him in his favoured positions. Sixer goes for the that's a Makalele jump actually. He'll jump off the box though, and jump peek into Kenny S actually. We saw before. Didn't work out very well.
Makalele had the sick wall bang. You can, so if you can plant default, and you can shoot in between the silos.
Yes, I remember that.
Or the whatever those are called on default.
Barrel things.
Yeah, and if somebody crouch diffuses on default, you can hit that shot like every time. That was pretty sick.
Well, speaking of sick, Scream is causing problems for NiP. Using them into gurneys, but maybe ECS could clean up 1 versus 2.
And Scream's still at it. Still keeping the dream alive in this round. With the bomb plant and the... It's just a few seconds here to reposition. He actually has a good chance to do this one. Especially with that pinpoint precision that we know him for. But can he make the right guesses? Because it does come down in part to getting some good guesses.
He didn't plant for himself, but he's still in an okay spot. Maybe won't expect this first frag.
And that's what you need. Nice shot there from Scream. That's how he does it. That's how he does it.
Cool.
Scream. What a beautiful round from him.
It's so amazing to just watch him tap in that situation. There's no doubt in his mind. I think a lot of people would spray just to make sure, as the player's moving as well. The second taps are glorious, but the first one, I wish I was that guy, don't you? I wish I was that guy. And now the roles are reversed. Envy were ill-equipped in that round. It's not a perfect round for them, but look at the equipment of NiP having a difficult time on their CT side. They've got 5 rounds of 10 though. 2-man hunt for the second player will be successful. Forrest can only take 1 back, and Scream has been sent into mid again.
Well,
ECS being a rock on A site, as usual.
yeah, he had some awesome performances yesterday as well. I think you highlighted one of the key like sort of triples with the M4 early on. He's continuing in that form hit so far today, and Scream once again is left in his position, but maybe he'll do just what he did in the previous round. There's the first frag. Now it's down to Rez. It's all about headshots with Scream, and he delivers them.
That was actually a really good play too. I feel like honestly, Scream doesn't have that like clutch quality like some other players have. I think he has sometimes lacks some clarity in the 1vx's, but there, I mean, that seemed very, very confident.
Yeah.
And ECS gave him that first frag though. That was a big mistake.
And here is the cost. Stock pistols for you, my friends, my Swedish friends. It's always good to see Scream having a decent game. It's always going to make the frags look nice.
Nice.
Get Right just got slapped. Slapped by Happy.
The French slap. Papap, I challenge you to a duel. Can you imagine back in the day when that would actually happen? Some dude just comes and slaps you in your face.
It still happens.
Yeah, but now it's in chicken chops. And then stuff on Barca. Rez has picked up an AK-47. It would be suicide to try and make a hero play through that smoke. That smoke is very good at shutting things down. Excuse me, Asma, still here. Still making appearance. I used my pump today in the morning. I was like, I'm going to use my pump. This is a good idea. Exists with some extra value. $300 pistol yields a $300 kill. But Envy have momentum and money on their side.
Scream is like wholly responsible for this lead. Because those weren't even 1v1s that he won. Those were 1v2 and 1v3. So
let's not forget RPK's deagle.
Oh yeah, that was true too. Yeah, yeah, in the second round.
Let's not forget RPK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any weapon he is holding. It is scary to watch RPK, and as a person who didn't watch Source, I don't know what to expect as he continues to improve, but I'm excited. I am excited.
Yeah, he's actually one of those players where for me it's like a weird one because I feel like, oh, this is a player I'm watching that sort of in the past hit his peak as a player maybe. So that's an interesting difference between him and let's say a newer player. But we'll hold that forward as the push comes in. ENVYUS storming the site, trying to do all they can to just get rid of this defense here. It's tough work to get rid of it, but they've done a decent job here. Plan is available, but the CTs are coming. There's Forest to deny that. Very fast run from Forest. I'm happy. Has to do what Scream did in the previous rounds, but he cannot.
Did the CTs drop the quad smoke or did the Ts? Because I couldn't tell. But there was a nice flash through it from Envy.
Yeah, I think
Scream to get the opening kill.
I think that they dropped the. I think the T's quad smoked and then came through it. I think.
Because some teams do that from squeaky door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aim above the arrow and then the quad smoke comes out. But it was common in North America until they realized that it could be an issue. Kind of helps the CTs in some ways.
It depends on the situation. It's like quad smoke can help you. It's like a control smoke, like you use a long AN overpass, where you use it to get position, and then sometimes you can wait for it, sometimes you can go through the flash. But it's become less responsible to go through the flash because everyone expects that. But you can use it if there's an opera at quad. It's the best way to get onto the site. Because if you can get all around red and take control of forklift and wait there, and the CTs don't know because there's a cross smoke and then the quad smoke, then you can take it. You can be in a better position than being an A main, at the very least. But it is interesting how that gets used by both sides for different reasons.
Now we get the forced buy out of ENVYUS, spending all the remaining money as it's at the end of the half. And it doesn't look too good for them. It's definitely going to be hard to make this one work, but they've got all the utility to try to do so. And it does seem like they want to run one of these B pieces, and their B work has been quite decent in some of the past cash games, so would be nice to see a solid execution. But with 3 players here for NiP, it's certainly going to be tough. It seems as though they are quite ready for this eventuality. I feel like NiP definitely, at the beginning of the round in the freeze time, predicted a B play from ENVYUS, knowing that their money is so stretched.
This threat must be at work here. Looking at tendencies on the French side. Molotovs for both teams, but Forrest is blind, making his way through, and there's a massive 2K from him. Get right delivering in the vents as well, and he's got the 6-on-6er and Scream. So that is a solid hold in the last round. 3 rounds for NiP, and that puts them in a much better situation than it was looking like earlier on.
The mollies were great from both sides, but like the counter nades were pushed to the limits on those Molotovs. They landed perfectly, players were blind on site, but then in response they were able to blind everyone from Envy coming in, as well as force them to run through a Molotov and a smoke, And then Forrest made a super good heads-up play where he couldn't stand on default, but he had to go out and get kills, and he found 2. So that was intense. Smoke Molly and Exist. Everyone from NiP kind of spread out right now, but three over towards be happy after spotting one falls off. Sometimes if you don't get all that info right away, they can get too close to you. So he's actually playing in a rotator spot, and Exist is here to most likely smoke CT.
Molly default perhaps, or the vents, whatever may prove more dangerous in their eyes. 1 minute 20. So NiP ready for a triple peak should there be some aggression from ENVY, but they're pretty patient with positions towards the rear. Scream only requires 1 click as per usual. So very passive from ENVY. Double quad play in A. Although Happy's moved into this position that we see here. But will it pay off him? There's no pop flashes for him, and they're just not going to look for him. Draken started to look over towards the box, but then looked away. Nobody checks this from NiP, and it annihilates the round. They have no idea where they're getting shot from.
That was a big mistake. You got to clear that box. Ultimately, you got 3 people coming at ground. You don't see anybody for a moment. You can 180 in like a fraction of a second, so you might as well at least spend 1 person looking at it to make sure that Happy's not there of all people you would expect. But ENVY had a good read on the situation, as you mentioned. I think understood that it was probably going to be a B hit. Stacked up nicely. Are now moving into this round. Have a FAMAS, 3 MP9s. Squeaky play from NiP with the bomb going A main, actually. I like the bomb squeaky here. There's a less area to cross, less opportunities to get hit. And now it's stuck.
Oh, it is quite stuck indeed. This is a problem. You would want it to be out on the side straight away. But that said, no members from NiP actually survived out of the choke points, really. It just Exists who's made his way across there, but he's under so much pressure. That's some great damage done onto Scream, but he can't finish that one off. And ENVYUS will overwhelm him for the round, and NiP now to save full save territory. Although Draken goes for the Instant Eagle. Instant Eagle. So I guess he's not going to be on an AWP anytime soon.
Yeah, maybe he's not opping in this half. Could be a decision.
Yeah, I don't think he has money in the next round anyway. But, I mean, I suppose maybe you could argue he would have money sooner, but he's opted for the Deagle. So we'll see if he can make it expensive for the CT side. No Kevlar, he's been shot already. He's got to be careful. Oh, look, it's Happy.
I mean, it used to be a long time ago that Forest with AWP T sites, especially like maps like Dust 2. Like you would see, you know, whichever era it was, you'd see the dedicated AWPer on the CT sides, but then a lot of T sides, Forest would just switch and then become the main AWPer. So that could be that we'll see Forest on the AWP, which would be really fun. I always really like watching Forest in the AWP. I feel like whenever he decides I'm going to AWP, he's going to get a kill with it because he's got some kind of some read or intuition from his decades of experience.
Yeah, he's an intuitive player, right?
Yeah,
mostly talent, right?
Absolutely.
And I think he stopped opping just because he felt that inconsistency. He felt it was just too hard to be consistent for him as an opper. And it's very difficult to be consistent as an opper, so you know it is important that he recognized that in himself. Maybe he wasn't enjoying it. Same deal with Markelov. That's why he stopped opping, because he felt like it was too hard to op in CSGO, and he just didn't feel consistent. You don't want to have to feel like you're letting your team down when you're picking up such an expensive weapon.
Yeah.
You kind of hope that all players have that level of self-awareness, because some refuse to put the op down.
Yeah. That's actually quite funny.
Even though it costs your team so much money in rounds. And
so what is the play from NiP? Rez is making his way towards the squeaky door. He only has a Molotov, so if he does go forward, he could drop it towards the forklift position. But Draken's been taken out, lurking in main. What do ENVY read of this? They've got RPK towards the locker position. RPK, he's played a lot of spots on Cash across ENVY and the existence teams. Can't remember what brand was involved.
They know that B is weak right now. There's no response. There's no response from XMS on site. They took vent control. No one peeked. And they know that A main control is taken, so there's at least 2, maybe 3 on A. go 1 for 1. I mean, they can kind of get the site here. Yeah, it's 2v4, but they have an opportunity. Oh, default? Oh, okay.
I was going to say, please.
Pro default.
Right, much better plants. Rez can see that from his positions. Forrest is down on the site.
I think
Taps. Oh, the burst comes in. And it will not do its job so far. So much distraction here being run for Forrest, but he still gets the peek onto Scream. Again, good game sense there to realize that one player was just sort of trying to occupy his time to buy Sixer a peek, but it's not going to happen. Sixer's going to have to get out of dodge with that AWP, and NiP in a good position here.
once you have the site, it's so, and you leave B that wide open, it's so hard to retake that you can actually see the terrorists, even though there's only 2 of them, like pretty good chances of actually winning. And Envy kind of messed up in the setup because not only did they leave 1 B dedicated on site and sacrifice mid control for A main control, but after they got A main control, they didn't go back for B to help out XMS. They left him there with just an MP9, and they let NiP go for information that they couldn't hear. Now I don't know if XMS communicated it, because if he heard events molly and he knows to take mid control, then he's got to be worried, and maybe he didn't call for a rotate for himself, but regardless of whose problems it was bad. Oh, bad setup.
There we go.
That was a nice pick.
That's what we like to see from Draken.
Look at this round though from ENVYUS. They decided to put no one on A. They put everybody in mid and B, trying to go for the pressure game. Brought up with double orbs as well. And is it going to work out? Well, XMS is going to bail them out here, keeping hold of Checkers. It's a really important piece of real estate for them at the moment, with so much investment towards it. But now they're down to 2 orbs and a CZ on RPK. He's going to try to make the play through the warehouse. Oh, Draken! You can't be missing that. RPK is going to go down to exist, but some of these misses from Draken have been both uncharacteristic and also awkward in the extreme.
Kind of amazing, to be honest. I mean, that was a no-scope, so you never know, but
Very nice.
It's a no-scope you land. XMS on the site now, going from one side to the other. He'll take the arm off of Rez, leaving Draken alone. Going for the
really
flick, but
wait.
the Molotov will do the job.
Yeah, you're right.
What did you say?
I was thinking like he should he's been waiting for his teammate, but the Molotov was perfect. It pushed him out the cover. So I think if he waits for his teammate, that's a guaranteed win.
I'm not going to criticize him for that one.
No.
1 out of 20 times it might happen.
Okay.
It's awkward.
But if it's the profile now, James, if it's the profile, he's missing a lot.
Yeah.
I call it confirmation bias.
He's firing blanks.
got a vasectomy.
And there it is. And there it is.
He spent too much time around you, James.
What does that mean? I really wish they put a graffiti when I was on cash against Moses, and I just fail-boated big time into the iceberg and didn't kill him.
What happened?
It was like the first show match I played. I was underneath the upper B area, and he jumped into B, and everyone else was dead, and had a free kill, and I just like tried to spray him instead of tapping his head.
Oh, I remember
and
that.
Just didn't kill him at all.
That wasn't that bad. I saw it.
I think it was because my mouse was in the bottom left corner of my mouse pad, and I was just at a really weak position. I'm a risk player. Anyway, the charge from NiP after their timeout, and they're looking to... Oh, that's a nice shot from Sixer. How far will he go, however? The bomb is being planted, but Exist manages to escape. The wide pick from him is not enough. Sixer's delivering again. CZs remain for NiP as Sixer continues to proceed. He's got a teammate in tow, but they haven't spotted Get Right just yet.
Oh no! Oh no, he's got 0-0 bullets. There's a gun on the floor, but can he see it? He's blind at the moment. He pulls out the knife. It's the headshot from Scream to stop it all, though. That was certainly an awkward situation.
Oh my goodness. The flash helped make that funnier, but that was great.
Yeah. Sixer is doing some great work so far.
He's a pretty good opper, gotta say, and he's like improved as well.
Yeah.
It's just consistency with him. That's just really like he just has some games, especially I think the higher pressured games, he just disappears oftentimes, and that's really a bad situation for them. I think a similar thing happens to XMS actually. I've noticed like on stage matches that I've seen, like an E-League and so on. I think they struggle a bit more under the higher pressure situations. But I'm hoping that they can overcome. I want this ENVYUS team to work.
I think that's honestly a quality, and I'm not sure how much you can change it, but I mean, I don't know if a sports psychologist is the right thing to look for, but that definitely helped Astralis, you know, out a lot. And I think a big quality and one of the main differences between a really top team and another top team is just how well do they deal with the pressure.
Yeah. Oh,
Cold's ability to do the exact same thing all the time.
Yeah.
Just speaks to how much the pressure doesn't affect him. So
yeah,
that's what's really amazing, right?
Pistols remain for NiP in this round. Draken's got armor and a deagle. Let's see if anything can get done. How many rounds in a row have ENVY won? Not that many, but they've won most of the rounds, so maybe there is some impact to be had here if he can land some shots, but no.
This is a game of clutches, though. If every single clutch was won by NiP, the score would be flipped, and maybe even NiP have a lead.
That's been the story of a lot of their matches, though, in this league so far. I feel like
clutches definitely win games. Not a sustainable way to win games, but you will see that like have a significant impact in a best of one, time and time again.
Yeah, it's been narrow margins. Have had a lot to do with some of their losses in the ECS this season so far. Draken will be deterred from his initial idea. Solid three-man hold in mid for the time being.
At one point, there was the get right stat, the 1v1s. He had won 3-1 of all of his 1v1s, or something like that. It was an amazing statistic.
It's pretty damn good. There's a flash. I always liked flip side setups at the beginning of main on a T side. They would have Wildcat at the beginning and a rifle for support, more or less like this. Ooh, that's nice from Draken, and he delivers a second kill as well. What can NiP do with this? They are pretty poised. They're good to go for the A side. There's a flashbang, but Sixer delivers a kill, and he may escape as well towards the forklift. The Caesar coming in to do some work, but that's it for him.
And nothing out of happy as well means that XMS doesn't really have a good situation on his hands. He can maybe get a little bit of extra damage in there, but it's hard to expect much more than that. Here he goes around the forklift. He knows that there's a player there already, looking for the trade franger, but you'll be unable to find him. Round for NiP, and the money is looking quite stretched here for ENVYUS. They've got one buy left in them before save territory, so really big moment for NiP to get themselves back into the action. Nice.
Yeah, amazing round from Draken to get all those 3 kills. ENVY buying down to almost, buying down to 0. XMS only has the CZ.
Wait, why does he say? Why has he got 1700?
I mean, he's fighting against a reset here. They should be investing everything that they can. I think maybe he couldn't get a gun that was like, maybe he prefers the CZ over of Hamas.
Yeah, that has to be it. Yeah, I can respect that.
Oh, that's huge.
Great stuff there. Next MS is on the site. He's going to play the close ranges. Maybe the CZ will work out for him after all. Go through the flashbang. Gets him a single pickup. They're looking for Sixer though, but he gets the kill, the UMP. Perfect range. Reset the situation with the pickup of the M4 and to cut the noise a bit.
Oh. The site's been forfeited. So sometimes if you know that the other guy's going to take too long or wait for you to try to plant the bomb, and you get a head start like this, you can plant on A, and at the very minimum, you get an extra 5 or 7 seconds to pick whatever after plant spot you want. Even if you even if he goes to quad right now, Sixer can assume that maybe he went A main, or maybe he's doing something crazy and pushing me. So he has to really take his time and clear stuff out. And you can also plant open, which is really nice. So typically you don't want to forfeit a site that you have, but there was a good opportunity where he knew exactly where Sixer was.
Now the information is known by Draken, and Sixer looks away just as Draken has his angle. 2 rounds between the 2 sides. Despite doing no damage in their eco rounds for NiP, ENVY's money has run out.
I think XMS kind of blew it there with the flash through the smoke on the site. put his teammate in a really awkward position, and he came out expecting there to be like a bunch of people in the site already, but they hadn't actually come in, so it was a bit of a gamble. And obviously he had to be worried that he has CZ, but he had a smoke on the site, and if they did push up to him, he would have had a bunch of close angles, so I don't even think he was at that big of a disadvantage, and he might have jumped the gun a bit.
That could be NiP back into the match here. They should be able to convert in the next couple rounds.
I think this is actually an iBuyPower eco. Everyone on highway. They said like a really great round where he used this play. It's very interesting. Fast rotate to mid and A, and if teams do get lurky out mid or try to peek highway, they get peeked by 3 or 4 people.
Alas, there's no one coming middle. But as you say, there's that fast rotation into A. The flashbang still at the ready from XMS. Looking for that perfect timing. 4 players ready to go. In come the T's. The flashbang's in there. Doesn't catch most players, but still headshots raining in here for the USPs. Oh, wow. They're doing immense damage. 6 are collected an AK as well. Now it's down to Draken and the bomb is lost. Oh my days.
Tough to 1v2. Oh, saw that hitting. Does he not have a rifle that he can pick up?
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Well played. Well played, ENVYUS.
The other good thing is that if someone smokes cross, if you're on highway, you don't get mollied out or naded on site. Swap pack.
Nice eco round.
yeah. That's a pretty nice one.
And again, that's look at where that's happened. 14 to 11. That is that is a tough situation for NiP. That's a very tough situation.
Oh dear, yeah. How do you? I mean, this. Oh god. Your money's so awful that I think you can only just like force it up twice. I think that's really all you can do.
Can you even really get mad at them for forcing? I don't know.
No, I think it's the correct choice, because the money that they're gonna get on the next round, like the chances they'll win, will increase so marginally.
Yeah.
Because the money is just not going to be that much more.
Yeah, and here they don't have to play an OT at least.
Yeah. All right, well here it goes.
Uh-oh.
Here comes the challenge, is almost running into the spray of the CZ. But NiP, they are going to be herded through to that B-bomb side 3 on the checkers. All the information in the world here going to ENVYUS. They know exactly where everybody is from NiP, but they have to kill them. That's proving a little bit tougher than perhaps you'd like it to be on ENVYUS' side of things. The lawnmower is out. How is this a 1v1?
XMS is on the high ground of B, but it seems that his position is completely unknown. He has got a kill in this round, but maybe they didn't realize where it was from. It did look pretty crazy, and maybe my people were blind. Well, there it is. There's still time for Forest. He hasn't got a helmet, though. Oh, both in the red. 7 HP versus 8 HP. And he turns away just at the right time. Forest, what is his decision? We see where the bomb is, and I wouldn't even go as far as to say XMS has an advantage because the health is so low for both teams, both players. 33 seconds, and maybe Forest can find some utility.
Oh.
An AK with 9 bullets, 25 seconds, and he wonders what has become of XMS. He's cut sound, he's got an angle on the bomb. Forest waiting for a flank which will never come. XMS holding an off angle. Who's going to be quicker on the trigger finger? He was going up, Forest, to there is an object there you can jump on. Not expecting XMS at that angle, and he clutches it for his team.
Yeah, another 1v1, or 1vx, I guess. That goes the way of ENVYUS. It couldn't have come at a more critical moment. They get match point. They know that NiP have no money to work with. CZ's up. And they're going up against double ops.
Could work out pretty well, actually. Because there's no retake utility for ENVYUS. which is actually a really big problem for NiP in a round like this. Typically, that would be the strongest way for you to lose the round.
If NiP can hold on to their smokes as well, for a post-plant situation on A, to get it between red and the wall, then that would certainly help them. Sixers miss a crucial shot. Get right's got a bit of a kill, but Happy from I don't know where will stop that from happening. 2 players left now for the T side. 2 versus 2, but look where the bomb is. Straken alone with a Deagle, and only a Deagle. The repeats will come in from Happy, though, very cheeky indeed. No respect for his opponent. Continues to repeat, jumping around the corner with the AWP. I don't know what he's up to, but psychological warfare, I think, is at play here. There is another match to play afterwards. And there it is, XMS with the last kill in the last 2 rounds, 16-11. Envy crush NiP on that eco round.